behind my 60 man, and he's driving this U-Haul. We're headed over to the house to pick up the last little bits of stuff that we need, and then we are going to be trucking it out to the farm. Woohoo! The last little bit of chaos we gotta move. Washer and dryer coming too. That's going to get put somewhere. We're not taking the table, but yes to the chairs. We're taking the blue credenza and headboard. Daddy's chair is actually going to go over to Mom's house, and that is one of our buffets. The TV's going to Mom's, but a few things in here are going. Sonia is going to take the mattresses, which I appreciate. Let's see. There's a chair in here we got to leave for right now. Oh, this is coming out. That is coming out. The bed we have to break down. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Appliances loaded up. We got the hutches loaded up, and we decided we're gonna go ahead and keep the oak furniture, even though it's not really exactly what we want out of life. We're gonna keep it because we already own it, and we might as well. And we're just gonna store it in that old house because it won't fit in the shed. I didn't know the other was gonna fit in the shed. So anyways, we're gonna store it in the house, and then I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is I was going to put the blue credenza into what will be our kitchen living room area. I probably will swap that for the big oak desk, and we'll put the blue credenza in our bedroom, and we'll put the other dresser also in the living room area. And my plan is I'm going to store the baking ware and towels, and basically like my linen stuff is going to go in the tall boy dresser. The long low one will hold like cookie sheets and various storage dishes, those kinds of things. I use a lot of the glass, well, they're not Tupperware, but the glass ones that have the lids. I like those a lot, and they don't get stained, which is fantastic. So I'm going to be using that for the storage of those, I think. But I also have to go through and have to restain it because it's very oak, and by very oak I mean that awful dusty yellow color. So I'm going to scuff sand it, I think, and try. I know that the top part of it at least is veneered. Most of the side pieces, they look to be like actual like pieces of oak, but I know that the top is. I'm gonna be careful when I scuff sand it so I don't go through the veneer. So I don't want to replace a veneer. And then what we'll do is I will put the stain to match it with the two buffets that we're gonna be using for our counters, lower cabinets, I should say, and I think it'll be alright. I'm kind of going to go with a dark stain, I think, on everything, because we're going to have the Tudor-esque looking wood paneling, and I'm going to have the outside's going to look like a Tudor cottage with the white and brown trim, and then the boards at angles, if that makes any sense. I'll try to insert a picture, that way you'll know what I'm talking about. And then we're going to have, what else are we going to do? Yeah, Ken's going to kind of design and figure out how he wants the bedroom. The credenza is probably going to go at the foot of our bed, and then we're going to actually put the TV, PlayStation, etc. on top of the credenza, so that way when we are laying in bed at night, we can kind of just lay back, and the TV's, and it's really close, don't get me wrong, it's not the best idea in the whole wide world, but it'll be easier than having it like on a wall, because there's not a wall without a window directly in line of sight of any of the bedrooms that I know of. And I kind of like having the bed kind of scooched off into the corner. Obviously I want room for us to walk around it, but the main reason I like it kind of in the corner is because it gives us a little bit more space in the middle. Not that I do a lot of exercising or anything like that. But, you know, if I feel like rolling out an exercise mat here or there, I need the space. And also, if, you know, God is gracious and decides to give us chillins, sorry, I'm making a turn, then at least we'd have a big area that we could go ahead and do that with, for like a crib, baby crawling around and that kind of stuff. So, because at least for a few years, I'm sure that the kidlet will be in with us, because it's probably going to be a hot minute before we're able to afford the addition. Though I have it planned out, so yeah, we've got fine. Anyways, I think that's pretty much where we're at the moment. And I'm trying to think of anything else that we're gonna be getting done. I think the blue credenza, at least, we may or may not regret this, but I think we're gonna try to store it upright, because it does not actually have an overhanging lip for like the top part. It's just because it's like mid-century modern, it's all like kind of a curvy thing. So it doesn't really have a lip on that top lid. So I don't know what you call it, the top of it. Anyways, so it won't be putting undue pressure and making that separate, I don't think. So we could store it upright, and that would save us a good deal of space and give us a little bit more walking around room, especially because we are, you know, trying to make it so we can get to the refrigerator and the freezer, because we're going to be using that on a daily basis. And yeah, I don't know. Mostly I'm talking to, that's how I reason through things best in this. That's how I genuinely think of things through the best, as I talk it out a bit. And luckily my husband is a very gracious man and is willing to listen to my hairball ideas. And he has constructive thoughts on them. My daddy used to be, he was hilarious. So he was, grew up with an older brother, my Uncle Jerry, very, very sweet guy. And my Uncle Jerry and him didn't realize it at the time, but they were setting themselves up for a lifelong way of reasoning through things. My dad would come up with a plan, and my Uncle Jerry, he's older than my dad by I think about 5 years. My Uncle Jerry would tell him, well, it won't work because this. So my dad would then take that information. He would go think about it, come up with, you know, reasons, a reasonable plan as to how to do something, whatever it was they were doing. And then he'd come back and they tell him, or him and Uncle Jerry would, you know, discuss it and figure out, okay, well, yeah, that'd work, that would fix this problem, it would cause this problem. And they just go back and forth until they came up with what would ultimately, at least in their minds, be the ultimate solution. Pretty brilliant. When my dad married my mom, he didn't know that that's how he reasoned through things, and he used to tell her, you know, this and this won't work, and he would be waiting in his mind for her to come back with, you know, okay, well then let's try this and this. But when, you know, you get married pretty young and you may or may not know how other people are raised, yeah, sometimes you end up with not understanding their reasoning process, and Daddy didn't know enough about it to explain it. So my mom figured it out at some point, and she explained it to him that this is how you reason through things, and it, you know, great that it works that way for you, but nobody else understands, nobody else does that. So anyways, by the time my brother and I came along, they had kind of figured it out, and yeah, Jared and I were pretty much raised with knowing that this was how Daddy operated. We also operate that way on a pretty grand scale of things, but at least our spouses were forewarned, because we already knew that this was something that we tend to pick solutions apart. So my husband is also very good at playing what our family we refer to as the game. My husband is quite good at it, so he will come back with whatever solution that he has for, you know, hey, this is why that probably won't work. for instance, we were moving stuff into the trailer, and I thought it would be a good idea to push the dolly forward. Keep in mind, this is an appliance dolly. It has those little wheelie things on the back of it so that you can slide things up and down things. They are made really to walk backwards with. Well, I didn't know that. Never played with one before. So my husband, sweet man that he is, he explained to me how they actually work, and he did not let me learn by bad example, because he was honestly, I think, worried that I'd squish myself under a freezer. But I learned my lesson, and he explained to me how they actually work. And you get a calf workout, I'm not gonna lie, from running those things backwards. My gluteus maximus is going to be quite sore tonight. But anyways, I don't know how much of this is actually going to make it into the final video, just because, you know, one, I'm driving, and two, I don't know, I just felt like talking to somebody as I'm driving out to our farm. But we're almost there, and now we just got to find a place to put everything and get the freezer and the refrigerator plugged up. They should still be pretty cold. It only took us like an hour and a half to get everything into the thing, into the U-Haul. So hopefully they're still nice and chilled. Pulling into the farm. I put the mattress that came with our trailer. It's not really a, like, you want to sleep on it kind of mattress. That's okay. But I put it down for the neighbor. Well, actually, I put it down for our dog, but the neighbor's dog thought it was pretty cool. So they got to sleep on it a little bit this morning. And the neighbor's dog, one of her, she's quite cute and charming. Her name is Honey, and his name is Bear. If that's not adorable, I don't know what is. So, alright, we just got back to the farm. I'm going to let the dog out. Come on, Psycho. Let you guys see the blessed little baby. Oh, so it's a good boy. Get you up. There's the dog. Good boy. Alright, so we are going to have to get... There's that mattress I was talking about. Alright, so we're going to have to move... That is to keep the neighbor's dogs from knocking our garbage over, because we came home a couple times and had them all knocked over. Those are 2 blueberry bushes. We bought them for our anniversary. Okay, so 98% of what we're going to be putting, or that we're moving over, is going in here. And I say 98% because some of it is not. But, and I think in one of my other videos I mentioned this lock, but this is the coolest thing, because you can see that it completely conceals the screws, so somebody working with a screwdriver cannot undo it. It's very handy. Alright, so this is the this is the shed. This is the state it's in currently. The ghost behind me is actually just that door. It's quite noisy. Ugh. So the plan is, and no, I'm not wearing any makeup, and no, I don't mind. If you mind, that's your problem. So yeah, we're gonna be putting, I think, the heater and the refrigerator over here. This cabinet I could probably go ahead and just remove for right now, because it doesn't really have much in it. 98% of our canned goods are in this deadly thing. This will probably end up moving over there somewhere. Lord only knows. Okay, and so we're going to probably put, I'm thinking, fridge there, freezer there, and then we have to put the washer and dryer somewhere, so they're probably going to end up somewhere in this vicinity, I would say, maybe. And then we have 2 buffets, so the credenza and the buffet are probably going to go in somewhere over here, and then all the oak pieces that we have are probably going to end up inside the actual house, just because, well, if something happens to them, honestly, it's not the biggest deal in the world. and also I can set off a bug bomb, a bug bomb, when we get a little bit closer to moving into our house, and then we'll have that all taken care of. So not so bad. But for right now, it's time to move all of this stuff around. So hang on. This is the before and after. So what we got is the washer and dryer. Most of our boxes that have weird things in them. My baskets. Sorry, got hit by a bug. Some bathroomy stuff. All of the food. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it. The flour bins are here. Beans there, rice are underneath it, and then we have the buffet. And the other one buffet. Well, actually, that technically is a dresser. And then over here in the corner, we have a freezer, refrigerator, which I have to put the handles back on too. And we got another dresser here. Doesn't block the opening too badly. And so far, so good. What excitement! So tired. Anyways, hopefully this will make it easy for us to get into during the winter time. And we got all of our food, so yay. Now we just need, Kent wants to put some sort of lighting in here so that way we're not working in the dark. And Kent apparently brought in the wood.
I don't think I should probably edit that.
You want me to edit stuff out of the blog? And that is empty freezer chests and Kent's clothes that we're going to put into there. We also have some tools and stuff, but we're going to store them elsewhere. So, woohoo! We're getting there. One moment at a time. So it's Sunday. Woo! We just got out of church, so I'm headed into the house and I'm going to start working on cleaning. I have floors to do, and then I'm going to try to get all the baseboards cleaned up, so that way this week I can just get all of the painting knocked out. So I'm going to do the scrubbing, and then if I have time, I'll probably do some of the painting as well. What else? Oh, I have to go grocery shopping. Now that we have an actual refrigerator at the house, I'm going to get a full grocery haul, so that way I can have actual food and make my husband and I sandwiches for lunch for during the week. I think that's pretty much the rest of my Sunday. God bless you all.